Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell icon so you can be updated with our wild ventures. So in this video, I'm talking about my journey on how I became a digital nomad and taking that big leap. But first, let me tell you where I'm at. I'm actually not in Europe. This is Vietnam, Phu Quoc. It's stunning, it's beautiful. It's a 2.8 billion project where everything is inspired by the European Mediterranean vibes. It's just stunning. And I'm back, guys. Hopefully it's a little less windy where I'm at now. But let's just dive in. So hi, I'm Marie. I'm 36 years old, Australian born, raised in Sydney, and my background is Chinese-Vietnamese. So growing up, travel has always been a big part of my life. My family loved exploring new cultures and places. So my first trip was actually Thailand when I was 5 years old. And those trips planted a seed of my love of travel. I've always craved for new ventures, cultures, and experiences. And I'm a foodie, so I love food. My first solo trip was actually Japan about 6 years or more ago. But it wasn't any other trip. It was actually for my side business, Little Elements, where I got to conduct workshops and style shoots for wedding industry. And it was an amazing experience. It was incredible to bring my business internationally, and Japan out of all places, which is my favorite place in the whole world. And it was just amazing to share my passion over there. But let's rewind a bit. I started off as a graphic designer in the corporate world, and let's face it, anyone that knows corporate industry knows that creativity dies there. So I started off my side hustle, Little Elements, which started off as a wedding photography business, and it grew into wedding styling and floristry. For the last 15 years, I juggled between full-time corporate job, and on the weekends, I would do my wedding business. It was a lot. Eventually, I left the corporate world and went into the marketing industry, which was more fast-paced and creativity fulfilling. But juggling marketing and a growing wedding business, I was totally burnt out. Then COVID hit and everything changed. Lockdown was rough. I was going through an end relationship and battling social anxiety. Plus, I was just feeling stuck. So my job didn't support me, so I switched it to a different role, and it was a hybrid role which allowed me to work a couple of days at home. And not only that, it also included travel, which was really exciting because as a graphic designer, I never thought that you could travel for work, but that role ignited something in me. And by this time, it was a year and a half since my last relationship, but I always felt like something was missing. I just couldn't put my finger on it, and I figured I need to do something for myself. And I've always wanted to travel and live overseas. But in the past, I've always made excuses where it was a new job, new relationship, or my dog, other commitments. So I never took that leap. And also the idea of having no family and friends in a foreign country and not knowing their language, that's terrifying. But this time, it was different. I was already working from home 5 days a week because of COVID lockdown, so I figured, why not do it elsewhere? So I asked my boss if I could go to Japan and work remotely for at least 6 months. She said yes, and I will always be grateful and thankful for her. Her support has allowed me to test this digital nomad life. So yeah, I packed my bags in 2023 and headed off to Japan. So during my time in Japan, I decided to do something that was exciting, and I've always wanted to do it but could never do it, was car camping. Now, it might not seem like a big deal to you, but it was very nerve-wracking for me because it was a solo trip. I was gonna drive by myself in foreign country. If I had a flattened wheel or if the car broke down during the road, I could not call like 911 or 000 because I wouldn't know who to call. But even so, if I did get someone on the line, I would not even know how to explain that I have a flattened tire or the car's not working because I just didn't speak Japanese that well. It was nerve-wracking, but it was a solo venture that I needed to take because I truly found myself again. I reconnected who I was, and I fell in love with who I am, and I fell in love with life again. And for the first time in years, I felt open to love. That was a big step, and that trip was life-changing for me. But it wasn't until Bali that the magic really happened. The vibe there was magnetic, and I started thinking, why not move here? But the practical side of me was thinking, I have all these commitments back at home. I have my family and friends, I have my own house, I have my dog, so I would make all these other excuses that I normally do. But after calling my sister while I was in Bali, she told me, why not? You know, family and friends will always be there, and you can always put the house on the market. So I started thinking even more. And then I called my mom, and she was so supportive. She's like, why not go to Bali so I have a reason to visit you? So I had all this great support. But before making the big leap to become a digital nomad, I had the heartbreaking decision to rehome my dog, Yuki. He's my world, my baby, my rock, my everything for nearly a decade. Rehoming him, especially a 9-year-old dog, is really hard. But eventually I found a loving family who adored him as much as I did. So everything was set. I rehomed Yuki, I put up my house on the market, and my family and friends were all supportive of my big move. I booked a one-way ticket to Bali, set a date, and started packing my life. But the hardest moment came a week before I was set to leave. I got a message from the family telling me that Yuki had passed away shy of his 10th birthday, which was really heartbreaking for me. And I had planned that I was going to see him one last time before I was leaving. I was heartbroken. Yuki has a special place in my heart, and I love him so much. He taught me unconditional love and reminded me to take leaps of faith, even when they're scary. Was it scary to take this leap? Absolutely. But feeling stuck and staying at home, doing the same thing over and over again, that was scarier. But honestly, it's never too late to start. Take it from me, I'm 36 years old and I'm only starting to figure this out. I've started this digital nomad life only a year ago. So it's possible. If you're dreaming about this life, take the leap. And I can't wait to help you guys take this leap. If you have any questions, let us know and we'll answer them. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Now don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. And our next video will be about Dustin and his epic story on how he started off this digital nomad life. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. See you next time.